Does the soap smell like goats? No. No, it does not. And welcome back to our channel. My name's Anne, and along with my business partner and good friend Wayne, we run the Sussex Handmade Soap Company, which is a small handmade bath and body business in Battle in East Sussex. We also run this channel and create all the content for this channel here. Today we are going to be making a goat's milk soap. Goat's milk soaps seem to be getting a little bit more popular over time. I see a lot more posts about how to make them. When I'm out and about, I see more goat's milk soaps on offer in shops and at fairs and events, and it just seems that more and more people are asking about them and inquiring about them. So I thought it was time to do a goat's milk video. We are going to be making a lavender goat's milk soap using Lavender Essential Oil. So it should be a lovely creamy white bar, and we're going to add a little purple swirl throughout it as well. People often ask us if the goat's milk adds beneficial qualities to the soap. Now we here in the UK cannot say yes to that question. When selling soap, we can only tell you that it's going to clean you. We cannot say that all of the extra ingredients you put into the soap bars are going to help your skin. We definitely cannot say it's going to moisturise. We cannot make any other claim other than saying it cleans. However, from a personal point of view, I do get sensitive skin, and when I get sensitive skin, when I use our goat's milk soap, it does seem to calm my skin down quicker than other soaps. But that is only me personally. I certainly could not tell that to our customers because we wouldn't be allowed to. So try a goat's milk soap, see if it works for you, and make your own mind up is all I can really say on that. And with that said, let's get on to making our goat's milk soap today. So to begin our goat's milk soap, I've got my water and my goat's milk here. And we always use 50% water and 50% goat's milk in our soaps. You can use 100% goat's milk if you want to, but we like the 50% goat's milk, 50% water ratio. And we use frozen goat's milk because that just helps to keep the temperature of the lye solution down, and it does also lower the amount of fumes that come off from the lye solution. I've got my lye just here in a bowl, and I'm going to slowly add my lye into my goat's milk. And when you're using goat's milk, I like to add the lye very gradually. I don't pour it all in one go because that would heat up too much and it would scorch the goat's milk and it would smell horrible and it would look brown and nasty. So we are going to add in the lye very, very slowly. And by very, very slowly, I mean a couple of teaspoons at a time, and it could easily take me 15 minutes or so to get the entirety of this lye into the water and goat's milk. So I'm just going to take a couple of teaspoons to start. I'm going to slowly stir it in. And this will melt the goat's milk fairly quickly. And I'm not going to show you me doing the entire lye into goat's milk because that would take a long time. I have got ventilation here as well. I've got the doors to my left wide open, so I've got plenty of ventilation coming in. But like I say, when using frozen goat's milk, the fumes aren't actually too bad. So going in with a couple more teaspoons now. I'm going to grab my thermometer as well, just so I can keep a check on the temperature. I don't want this solution to go above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'm going to make sure that if it heats up too much, I just leave it to cool down for a little while before adding in any more lye. And at the moment, this solution is still going to be perfectly fine. There we go, we are at 49 Fahrenheit at the moment, so that is absolutely fine. I'm going to continue adding in this goat's milk, just like I've shown you with the last few teaspoons, until the entire bowl of lye has been used up. And then we will be ready to move on to the next stage of the soap making. So these are the oils that we are using today. We have got coconut oil, shea butter and cocoa butter, which have been melted down. And to them we added in almond oil, castor oil and olive oil. So the oils are here and we have cooled them to about 80 degrees. They're actually just slightly under 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have got our lye solution. I have added in all of that goat's milk now. It never got above 92 degrees Fahrenheit, so it stayed nice and creamy in colour and it hasn't scorched. I then cooled it down further and this is also just under 80 degrees. So we are working at a nice low temperature today. I know quite often I work at high temperatures, but for goat's milk we always keep it low because you don't want the goat's milk to scorch, and also the sugars in the milk can cause it to heat up more than regular soaps. So low temperatures for us for goat's milk soaps. I am now going to slowly add our goat's milk lye solution into our oils. And I'm now going to use our stick blender to bring the oils and the lye solution to a light trace. I'm going to watch out for false trace today because working at lower temperatures you can be more prone to getting false trace. So I think we are at a nice light trace now. I'm just going to leave it for a short while just to check that I can't see any oil and water or lye solution separating and no oil floating on top. If I could see that, that would be a sign of false trace, which is where the oils and the lye haven't actually combined properly. Sometimes when you're working at a low temperature, when you combine the oils and the lye, the oils, if you've got solid oils, can start to solidify and thicken, which makes it look like you're at trace, but you're not. So I'm just waiting to check that nothing is separating, which it's not. And now I'm going to add in our lavender essential oil. And we are using 40 grams of lavender essential oil today. Working with lavender is fairly easy. It doesn't tend to accelerate or thicken the batter really quickly. So it's quite a nice essential oil that we like to work with because it's a nice behaving one. Once I've made sure that this lavender is incorporated nicely, I'm going to split off around about 500 grams of batter, which I'm then going to colour a nice pale purple. So splitting off my 500 grams now, and we're going to be using ultramarine violet oxide powder to colour this portion. Now some people class this as a natural ingredient, some people say it's synthetic. We like to class it as nature identical. And that basically means that it is, oh, there we go, 506, that'll do. It is identical to what you would find in nature. However, it has been through a process in a lab to remove things you really don't want in your colours, such as heavy metals, things like that. So we say it is nature identical because it's not synthetic, but it's not 100% natural either. And I have combined it with just a little bit of warm water just to make sure it goes in nicely, because these oxide powders can be a little bit difficult to disperse. So mixed it with some warm water first, and then I'm just going to give it a stir with a spatula, and then I'm going to give it a quick blend with our stick blender just to make sure that it's nicely mixed into that batter. And that will make it a much more vibrant purple as well, as opposed to at the moment when it's looking slightly murky. So I've now got my purple portion just here, which is looking lovely and vibrant. And I've decanted my uncoloured portion just into a regular jug. And I'm going to bring in our mould now. I've just realised I'm using the broken jug, but I'm going to make it work. It's not a problem. We just got to be careful with it. So let's bring in the mould. And I want to do a nice swirl with our lavender today, so I'm going to fill it about half full with the uncoloured portion. And then I'm going to go back to our lavender and I'm just going to run it through the middle, back and forth once. Then I'm going to take a chopstick. I'm just going to swirl it a little through the centre. And I always used to use my coat hanger to do this, kind of like a hanger swirl style thingamy. But I was watching videos recently, and I think I was watching one of Jerica's, and I saw her using a chopstick to do that. And I thought that is a really good idea, because you've got a lot more control than you have with a one-piece hanger. So I'm doing it with the chopstick because it's a lot easier than my previous way of doing it with the coat hanger. So now going back and forth again. And a little bit of white on the top. And then back to the chopstick, and we're just going to swirl through it to bring it into the centre and hopefully create a lovely lavender coloured swirl. And just filling up the mould with the rest of the white now. And I have retained just a small amount, just the scrapings of the purple, which we will use to decorate the top. One more quick swirl. A tap down to level it, which I'm going to do off camera, otherwise the camera will shake and it will be very noisy. And now we're just going to wait for this to thicken up a little bit, and then we're going to use the spoon to pull in the sides and use the rest of this just to decorate the top. So we've left it for a while to firm up a bit now, and now we're going to use the back of the spoon just to pull it up and into the centre. Just trying to create a little bit of height and a little bit of interest. And because this soap was done at such a low temperature, it isn't firming up as quickly as some of my other soaps do. And now I'm just going to take the leftover purple, and I'm just going to use the spoon to just kind of swirl it along the top. And again, I can't deny this is another idea that I have to thank Jerica for. I've been watching a few of her videos lately actually. I'm enjoying her channel at the moment. So spooning along the top. Then I'm going to go back to my chopstick and just kind of swirl it all in together. And I'm just going to finish by going along it again with the back of the spoon, just to pull it back into the centre. I was perhaps a little bit impatient and went down this before it was fully ready. And there is the lavender soap. We'll come back tomorrow and chop it up. Not too happy with this end, to be honest. It isn't holding at that end, but the rest of it seems to be holding quite nicely, so we'll just ignore this end tomorrow and focus on the rest of it. We will hopefully be able to cut tomorrow. It might take a little longer to be able to unmould because it is cooler. I don't want it to go through gel either, so I'm going to just pop it into my garage, which is nice and cold. You could put it in the fridge, but I'm not going to because my garage is going to be perfectly cold enough for this. We'll see you tomorrow. So we are back and ready to cut. It's actually been 48 hours since we made this soap rather than our usual 24. I had everything set up ready to cut yesterday, and then when I felt the soap it just felt that little bit too soft. So what I did is I just took the very edge off of the soap with a knife, and I'm glad I did because the knife went through very, very easily, and the soap that came out was clearly far too soft for cutting it, so we waited another 24 hours. I've now taken the edge off of this side, and it held up and felt a lot better, so I think we are good to cut now. Still going to be very soft, but I think we should be okay. So I'm going to pull down our cutter and just go through the soap. And now we will take out one of our middle bits and see how it's looking on the inside. So there is the cut lavender and goat's milk soap bar, and I'm really happy with how that swirl is looking. To be honest, the soap is still very soft and it probably could have done with another day before cutting, but I'm impatient, and at least it hasn't fallen apart this time. Yesterday when I cut off the end piece it all went a bit soft and mushy, which it hasn't done today. So very happy with that swirl and how the purple has swirled there, and the smell is amazing. I can smell it from here just standing above it. So all in all, happy with our lavender goat's milk soap. So I really wish that we had smell-o-vision here today because this soap smells amazing. Lavender is one of my favourite scents, as many of you who watch our videos will already know. And I love how creamy and white that bar looks and the striking contrast of the purple against the creamy white colour. I am very, very happy with this soap. Unfortunately, we don't have an assessment for goat's milk and lavender together. We have got an assessment for goat's milk, we have got an assessment for lavender, but not for them paired together like this. So this is not going to be a bar that we can sell at the moment unless we get a new assessment, but that does mean it is a bar that I can add to my own personal collection, and I am going to enjoy working my way through this entire goat's milk lavender loaf because nothing gets wasted with us, it does get used. Wayne doesn't like lavender, and that means it's all going to be for me. So if you enjoy our videos, please do consider giving us a like, giving us a subscribe, giving us a comment. If you really like our videos and find them incredibly helpful, feel free to send us a donation through the super thanks button. Any donations do go straight back into this channel, covering ingredients and moulds and anything that we need for the videos that we create, and everything is obviously very gratefully received. I hope you have enjoyed our goat's milk soap making today, and we hope to see you next time for another video. Bye for now.